2 of our doubleheader between Potomac State Community College and the CCBC Dundalk Lions. These two programs' women's teams went to head-to-head in game 1 of our doubleheader. It was a blowout there by the Catamounts on the Lions. Let's see if the Lions men's program can get some revenge on this Catamounts men's team. We're going to send things over to Lamont for the starting lineups for the two teams.
And now for Potomac, the second freshman from Washington, D.C., number 15, and now for Potomac, the second freshman from West Virginia, number 33, Al Jackson. And now the second freshman from West Virginia, number 55, J.R. Kerr. The Catamounts are coached by Justin Anderson. And now, let's the starting five for the CCBC Dundalk Lions. And five. And now the success out for Hyattsville, Maryland. Number 1, And now, for number 3, Johnson. And now, as I continue the original number 20, and home, as I continue number 21, Correct. And the 6'6" sophomore from Randallstown, number 24, Rodney Christian. The line is Jerome.
All right, you have met the starting lineups for the two teams. Players to watch out for on this Catamounts team. Number 5, Malcolm Weathers, leads the team in rebounding, just under 8 rebounds a game, and leading the Catamounts in scoring. Number 15, Justin Milstead, 17 points a game. That's what he's averaging coming into this game. When you look at the stat sheet for these two teams, the Catamounts have a noticeable size advantage on their team. Let's see if that comes into play against the Lions team, which the Lions are one of the shorter teams in this conference. But hey, let's see what happens. Get a little heads up from the referee. We're ready to play ball, that's for sure. Remember, the men's programs at this level, they play 2 20-minute halves instead of the 4 10-minute quarters as the women do. The opening tip is won by the Lions. Brendan Johnson, noticeable absence from the starting lineup today for the Lions. Number 0, Dante Jaffa Winfield, coming off the bench. I believe this is the first time he's come off the bench all season long. Mike White, three-pointer, no good. Malcolm Weathers runs up the skyscraper and gets the rebound for the Catamount. Here come the Catamount, their first offensive possession of the game. Weathers over to Kerr. Kerr back to Weathers. Kerr drives baseline. Oh, no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2. Great play there by Kerr, forcing the issue, driving baseline, hanging amongst the trees, absorbing the contact. Couldn't get the 3-point play, but he'll go to the line and try to get 2 from the charity stripe. So we played a full 30 seconds here, and the Catamounts looking to get the first basket of the game. Kerr, good from the first. Good the first time from the line. Let's see what he's got here on the second. Scott J.R. Kerr. Not too sure where you get J.R. from Scott Kerr, but maybe he's a big wrestling fan. Regardless, Kerr makes his first two from the line, so 2-0 Catamounts to start this game. Both teams have had one possession. Here comes Johnson. Johnson in the corner. Higueras, no good. Slowing things down. Here are the Catamounts. Malcolm Weathers almost lost control of that. Finally got the loose ball. Here's a three. Oh, the bank was open that time. Kyle Jackson, the freshman guard, hits the three-pointer. Not often do you see somebody bank in a three-pointer, but that time he did. Rodney Christian was trying to get that ball on the lower block, but the Catamounts smack it away. The possession arrow will stay with the Lions, still searching for that first basket of the game. A little bit of confusion on who's going to be taking the inbounds. Finally, Mike White up top to Muhammad. Muhammad to Johnson, who gave it to White, who gave it right back. Here's Muhammad. Jumper, no good. Christian gets the rebound, tries to put it in, no good. I believe that was Kerr who got the rebound for the Catamounts. Lions still without a basket here. Jackson thought about the three, decided against it, working the ball around. 14 seconds on the shot clock, ends up with a turnover. Here's Mike White. He's got to slow things down. A couple players coming behind him. Johnson to White. White in the painted area, back out to Johnson. Johnson for three, no good. And there's Muhammad climbing up the skyscrapers, getting the rebound. He can't finish. Christian gets it. A loose ball on the ground. The Lions have possession and a new shot clock to work with. Johnson slowing things down, getting the call from head coach Jerron Taylor. Johnson dribble handoff. Handoff to White. White for three, no good. Hits every part of the rim but the bottom. And the seal still on the rim for this Lions team, driving into the paint, and that'll be a foul on the Lions. Actually, they're going to say the foul was on the Catamounts. Not sure what it was, if it was a travel or some other type of violation. Regardless, that will go down as an empty possession for the Catamounts. Here are the Lions. Catamounts running a press right now. And Johnson finally gets past it after some work. Here's White. Over to Muhammad. Muhammad drives baseline, gets trapped, has to throw it back out to White. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Not a lot of time for the Lions to get something going. White tried to find Christian, but Rodney Christian is not that tall. And Mike White got an earful from his coach. So another possession ending with no basket. The Lions struggling offensively here in the first 3 minutes of this game. Weathers, three-pointer, no good. That was Milstead off the front of the iron, no good. Weathers, nice pass, puts it up, no good. Muhammad with the rebound. Actually, that's Rodney Christian who comes up with the rebound. Hard work there under the glass for the Lions. Finally pays off. Johnson to Christian. Christian, the jumper, can't get the friendly roll, and the seal is still locked in tight on that basket. Beautiful play by Milstead to try and get into the painted area and get himself 2 points. And the foul on Muhammad. The look of frustration on Milstead's face says it all. I think he thought he was going to finish on that play and have an opportunity at the line for the three-point play, but just couldn't finish the layup. He'll go to the line, and he'll miss the first. Big group substitution into the game for the Lions. Devin Mosley, Robert Goodwin, and Dante Jaffa Winfield in the game. So this is a small lineup on the court right now for the Lions. Let's see if the Catamounts take advantage of that, as they have the noticeable size difference right now. 6-0 here is the score right now. Up top. Over to Mosley. Mosley, he's a spark plug off the bench for this Lions team. He's somebody who can come in and open up baskets in a hurry, but he's also somebody who can go real cold from the court at any given moment. He's a very streaky shooter for this Lions team, but when he's on, he's on. Robert Goodwin will take this inbounds. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Mike White will get the inbounds. Time ticking away. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Need to get something going. Lions still desperately searching for that first basket. 5 points on the shot clock. White with the long three. That's lucky that wasn't an air ball as it hit the rim. Would have had a fresh shot clock if they would have been able to get the rebound. Malcolm Weathers for three, no good. Mike White climbs the skyscraper and gets the rebound. Dante Jaffa Winfield drives. Kick out, three-pointer, good for the Lions. They finally break the seal on that basket with the three-pointer. 6-3 is the score. A timeout taken. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. Coach Jerron Taylor gets an opportunity to give his team a much-needed pep talk as they are slow getting out of the gate offensively. A couple bad shots and some turnovers. That's why almost 5 minutes into the game, they finally got their first basket. Definitely not how head coach Jerron Taylor wanted to start this afternoon. But his team is only down by 3 after the slow start right now. J.R. Kerr with the inbounds for the Catamounts. Here's Milstead. Puts the brakes on. Over to B.J. Hill. Over to Kerr, top of the key. Finds Milstead. Just over 10 seconds on the shot clock. Malcolm Weathers over to Hill, over to Milstead. Milstead for three, no good. Rebound by the Lions. Here's Goodwin. Goodwin drives into the painted area. He had the right idea there. A lot of blue jerseys in that area. He got near him, felt the contact, and immediately put the shot up. So he's going to have an opportunity at the line to continue to cut into this lead. 6-3 is the score right now. Let's see if Robert Goodwin has anything to say about that. Robert Goodwin, much like Devin Mosley for the Lions, one of those players who comes in off the bench. He's a streaky shooter, but when he's on, and he can pile up points for this Lions team in a hurry. This Lions program has a couple different players like that. Mike White and Dante Jaffa Winfield, as you know, obviously two players who can put up points in bunches for this Lions team. We've spoken to them, those two, multiple times throughout the year. And our player spotlight interview that we conduct after the game. B.J. Hill with the ball in his hand. First player off the bench for the Catamounts. Milstead out to Weathers. Weathers, the three right in front of the Lions bench is good. Head coach Jerron Taylor trying to plead with the referee that Weathers slid those feet, but the referee wasn't having it. Robert Goodwin drives baseline, puts it up and across over to Mosley. Mosley to Winfield, no good. Malcolm Weathers with another rebound. Working the ball across the three-point line. Good ball movement from the Catamounts. Down low to B.J. Hill. Hill misses, but the offensive rebound by the Catamounts the second time around is good. Goodwin, nice ball fake, got himself an open spot, put it on the ground, and the ball hit off the leg of one of the Catamounts players. Kyle Jackson and Justin Milstead were both there. I'm not sure which one of the players had the ball bounce off their leg, but regardless, with 22 seconds on the shot clock, the Lions will still have possession. Mosley flashes from the other side of the court, takes the inbounds and passes it directly to Dante Jaffa Winfield. Now Johnson, Brendan Johnson, calling out the play. Johnson over to Jaffa Winfield. Working the ball around, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson has it stolen from him, but Goodwin gets it. And a jump ball. The possession arrow is in favor of the Catamounts. A great defensive possession there by Potomac State, as Brendan Johnson was cutting into the painted area, and a good play by the Catamounts defender to tie him up and force the jump ball. With 11-5 with just over 13 minutes left here in this one. Milstead hangs amongst the trees. Kyle Jackson comes in, tries to tip it in. Is no good, but he was fouled in the act of shooting that. So Jackson will go to the line. And he'll have an opportunity at 2 points. 11-5 is the score. 12-5 is the score now after Kyle Jackson makes good on the foul shot. And a good foul shot. Good foul shooter is Kyle Jackson. I can tell that right away. Those two, good form and nothing but net on both of those. 13-5 is the score now after 2 points. Rodney Christian sets the pick for Johnson. Double pick as Mosley came in with a second one. Dante Jaffa Winfield, ball fake into the painted area, puts it up, no good. Rodney Christian with the rebound. Who's going to come up with it? Lot of punishment down low. Rodney Christian was absorbing it. It looked like it was a jump ball, but one of the Catamounts players must have got a hand on that ball. But I didn't see Rodney Christian lose control of the ball. But regardless, the referee's got the stripes and the whistle, so he's in charge here this afternoon. 13-5 is the score. Christian trying to make some changes to that, and he will after the first. Let's see what he's got here on the second. Rodney Christian, he is the only real true big man that this Lions program has this year. He's somebody who likes to bang that body around on the glass and on the low block. He's somebody that the Lions look to get going early and often in this game. And I appreciate the pass, young man, but my basketball days ended in middle school. That's why I call the games and don't play the games. So the errant pass ends up being a turnover by the Catamounts, but the Lions turn it right back over, and Milstead with the finger roll in transition. The beautiful pass from B.J. Hill. The two-man game from the Catamounts working to perfection on that transition play. Johnson over to Dante Jaffa Winfield, over to Mosley. Mosley back to Winfield. Winfield puts the ball on the ground, puts it up. The basket was waved off as the travel was called before the shot. And the look of frustration on head coach Jerron Taylor's face says it all. He is not happy with the way his team is playing right now. Devin Mosley and Dante Jaffa Winfield both going to take a seat on the bench. Lions in desperate need of a basket here. It's a 9-point lead right now for the Catamounts, and the way they're shooting the ball right now, the Lions cannot afford to get down by much. Weathers with the jumper, a beautiful move to get himself free from the jumper, but just couldn't finish. Here's Goodwin, puts it up, absorbs the contact, and he's going to go to the line. Robert Goodwin said a not-so-nice word after that. The look of frustration on his face says it all. He thought he was going to finish that and have an opportunity at 3 points the old shorts way. Regardless, Goodwin going to go to the line and try and cut into this lead. Robert Goodwin good from the first. The first from the line is good for Robert Goodwin. Second is good as well. So 2 for 2 from the line that time for Robert Goodwin. 15-8 is the score with just over 12 minutes left here in this first half. Mike White has checked back into the game. And a foul on Muhammad of the Lions. So the possession arrow will still stay with the Catamounts on the inbounds play. And another foul on the inbounds play, that time from Trey. We have substitution coming into the game. Dante Jaffa Winfield and Devin Mosley coming into the game. So this is an extra small lineup on the court right now for the Lions. The Catamounts easily break through the Lions' press, and let's see what they have on this offensive possession. Milstead. Catamounts down low on the block. That was a travel call. Shuffled those feet. Picked up that pivot foot. Johnson to Jaffa Winfield. Winfield drives up and over Mike White for a three. No good. Mike White struggling from the field right now in this game, but White, one of those players who can turn it around with just one basket. So he's going to continue to shoot. Malcolm Weathers for three. Weathers, I said, one of the players to watch out for in this Catamounts team, but I said he was one of the players to watch out for because he led the team in rebounds. I didn't know coming into this game that he could shoot like that. Weathers right now playing very well on the glass and on the offensive side of the ball for the Catamounts, and he's a large reason why his team has an 18-8 lead right now. Timeout was taken on the court by the Lions. It was a 30-second timeout, so we stayed here. Lions in desperate need of a basket and some stops, as they are close to letting this game get away from them. And the way the Catamounts are shooting the ball right now, they could be a couple three-pointers away from really blowing this game away. Dante Jaffa Winfield's got to get the ball in. Finally does. Finds Mike White. And White, he was fouled on that ride there from the Catamounts. It was a good old-fashioned lacrosse move right there with the ride. Going to get called for that every time. Here's Mike White. Going to take the pick from Mosley into the painted area. Out to Mosley. Mosley, the jumper. No good. So close, but Johnson gets the long rebound. So fresh shot clock to work with and in desperate need of a basket. Here are the Lions. Dante Jaffa Winfield. Baseline jumper is good. With a nice pretty fade on that jumper. If style points counted for anything, that'd be 4 points. Ball on the ground. Johnson goes down on the ground for it, but great hustle there from the Catamounts. And we have a timeout taken by the referee. Not sure. We must have some kind of technical difficulty with either the shot clock or the game clock. Looks to be the shot clock, as we're went from 25 seconds on the shot clock to 30 seconds. They're still trying to figure something out, so maybe that was not the problem. Regardless, the Catamounts will still have possession of the ball. Good defensive hustle there from the Lions to try and get that loose ball, but Catamounts right place, right time there. They were able to prevent the turnover. The referees having a little discussion at center court. I'm assuming making dinner plans. Under 11 minutes left here in this first half. It's been all Catamounts from the beginning. And the Lions went almost 5 minutes without even getting their first basket. Here, Kyle Jackson for the Catamounts will take the inbounds play. Jackson trying to find somebody, finally does. And they give it to Milstead. Weathers moving away from the ball. Watch out for him. He's hit a couple big three-pointers. Milstead takes the pick from Jackson. Jackson rolls to the basket, gets the ball, but Passes it back out to Weathers. Weathers over to Kerr. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Need to get something up in the air, and that'll be a travel call on the Catamounts. Good defensive effort there by the Lions to force the empty possession. Let's see if they can string together a basket. Only down by 8 now. A second ago, they were down by 10. Johnson over to White. Got to get that ball past the half-court line, and they do. Mike White thought about the three, decided to go with the Winfield. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it. 18-13 is the score now in favor of the Catamounts. Dante Jaffa Winfield, back-to-back baskets, gives this Lions team a new lease on life. Weathers drives. Nice defensive play there by Brendan Johnson to get the steal. Here comes Dante Jaffa Winfield. Puts it in for 2. That's 3 straight baskets for Winfield. And head coach Jerron Taylor is livid with Brendan Johnson. That is 3 fouls that the Lions have committed on an inbounds play here in this game. Brendan Johnson going to take a seat on the bench. This game has the makings of a pretty chippy contest. It's already been relatively chippy. The Catamounts need to get that ball over the half-court line and do. Kyle Jackson with a nice trickery with the and it ends up getting to 2 points. A nice offensive possession there from the Catamounts. Almost got caught in the half-court area. Finally got it up to Kyle Jackson. Nice move with the dribbles, and he finds the open teammate for 2 points. It's back to a 5-point game. Jaffa Winfield drives, loses control of it, gets it back as he dove on the ground. Rodney Christian, that's going to be a jump ball, but possession arrow is in favor of the Lions. And Mike White telling his big man, Rodney Christian, just keep your head up. And you'll find a teammate or you'll find a lane. So after the jump ball call from the referee, the Lions will still have possession. Not a lot of time on the shot clock. Here's Goodwin for 3. No good. J.R. Kerr with the rebound. Milstead over to Kerr. Kerr. Back to Milstead. This time he's on the baseline. That is a travel call. That pivot foot moved ever so slightly when he had that ball on the block. If I didn't wear glasses, I may have missed that travel call. Mike White with the ball in his hand. Finds Goodwin. Goodwin down low to Christian. Christian spins the hook. No good. Mosley gets the rebound. He puts it up, and he is fouled in the act of shooting. That was one of those where you say, okay, if you say so. It seemed like, I believe Kyle Jackson was the one who committed the foul. It seemed like Jackson got his hands up, but the referee saying he jumped out instead of up. Foul call on the Catamounts regardless of my opinion on it. Lions missed the first foul shot. Devin Mosley. Let's see what he has here on his second. Under 10 minutes left here in this first half now. 8 minutes and 46 seconds to be exact. Devin Mosley, he's going to hear an earful from his teammates and his coaches on that one as he comes up empty-handed from the line. Can't afford to have possessions like that. And beautiful pass there from Milstead to find the open Kyle Jackson. It's like my dad always said, the pass is always prettier than the shot. It certainly was on that possession. Beautiful pass from Milstead with the easy 2 points on the other end from Jackson. And a good steal there by Kerr. Now the Catamounts, they don't have numbers, but that's not going to stop them. Milstead jumper is good. Mosley tried with the little fake out, yelling behind him, but Milstead, he's got ice in his veins. That wasn't going to stop him. 24-15 to the back-to-back baskets for the Lions, or excuse me, the Catamounts. Here's Goodwin. Over to Mosley. Over to White. White for 3. No good. Goodwin got the rebound, puts it up. No good. Kerr gets the rebound. With the loose ball, Rodney Christian ends up finally coming away with it. And finally, Kyle Jackson is the one who puts the big mitts on that ball. Milstead is invited to the block party by Devin Mosley. But sadly, sadly for the Lions, the Catamounts got the offensive rebound, and Dante DeFa Winfield was forced to foul Carrington would have got an easy 2 points. So the block by Mosley on the first shot, but they're unable to get the rebound, and it leads to Carrington getting an opportunity at the line. An opportunity for the Catamounts to get this lead back to double digits. They will do just that with the first one. 25-15 is the score right now. Let's see what he does here on his second. Catamounts, Carrington, no good on the second, but he does make it a 10-point game, so he got the most important job done. Johnson, looking at the shot clock now, looking at some teammates. Dribble handoff to Mosley. Mosley across to White. White, dribble, step back, over to Goodwin. Goodwin in the painted area. The floater, no good. He gets his own rebound, so now the Lions have a fresh shot clock. White for three. Oh, no good, but Goodwin once again with the rebound, but that time he couldn't fully control it, and the Catamounts ended up coming away with it, but not for long. J.R. Kerr saw all that space in front of him, and he wanted to make a run. Sadly, he forgot to put the ball down on the ground before he made the run. A full timeout, so we'll take one too. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first half. The score is 25-15 in favor of the Catamounts. And we are back here. Devin Mosley with the inbounds to Johnson. It's a 10-point game in favor of the Catamounts. A couple minutes ago, the Lions had been able to work it down to a 5-point game, but Catamounts went on a nice little run after that. Goodwin to Christian. A beautiful pass, but Christian couldn't finish it. And head coach Ron Taylor hanging his head in disgust. Whatever could go wrong in this first half has gone wrong, and the scoreboard reflects it. Whistle away from the ball. That will be on Rodney Christian, I believe, but we're awaiting the call. It is the foul is on Rodney Christian. It'll be all foul shots from here for the Catamounts. They're in the 1-and-1, or they're in the bonus, excuse me. So it's the 1-and-1 right now. Made good on the first, so here comes the second. Two for two that time from the line. Malcolm Weathers continuing right where he left off earlier in the first half after he hit those big three-pointers. Just over 6 minutes left here in this first half. Largest lead of the game for the Catamounts at 12. Mosley over to White. White for three. That time it's good. Man, White, I believe that was the fifth three-pointer Mike White had taken before he finally hit one. But like I said, White, one of those players who can turn around with one shot. So let's see if that's the shot that gets him going. BJ Hill over to Jackson. Jackson, the three on the baseline, no good. Weathers ends up coming away with the long rebound. And the Lions cheerleaders up top, not very happy with that call. But I'm sorry, if you were down here, you would know that was a foul. Kyle Jackson took a little bit of a beating on that one, and he definitely earned his trip to the line. Jackson, man, that's why you put that friendly roll on that ball. You get that friendly spin off the rim. That's the difference between good foul shooters and not good foul shooters. Even the bad ones go in when you're a good foul shooter. Jackson, that time, picture perfect. He's 4 for 4 from the line so far. 29-18 is the score after those 2 points from the Catamounts. Up top, Goodwin for three. No good. Doesn't even hit the rim on that one. It's a good old-fashioned air ball. Kyle Jackson working hard. I think he thought he was fouled. I think that's why he put up that shot so quickly. Regardless, the referee didn't see it that way. Goodwin now driving. Out to White. White, long three. Good! Mike White starting to heat up. Back-to-back three-pointers from Mike White, and the look of intensity on his face says it all. He knows that he needs to get going if his team wants to have hopes of making a comeback here. And that is a travel. That is a travel call on Potomac State. So a possession here, a free possession here after that turnover. And here comes Mike White. 29-21 is the score. The Lions cut it to single digits once again. Mosley flashing over from the other side of the court. Here's White across to Christian. Christian catches it and puts it in with the easy hook. Nice play there from Mike White to find his big man, Rodney Christian, who gets his first basket of the contest. Kyle Jackson. A lot of head fakes and ball fakes. Finally puts the ball down on the ground. Malcolm Weathers picks up his dribble and passes it back to Jackson. Jackson over to Milstead, to Carrington. Carrington in the paint, no good. Rodney Christian with the rebound. Rodney Christian thought he got the timeout in time, but he actually didn't, because when he hit the ground, his shoulder was on the line, so it was actually an out-of-bounds call, so the Catamounts getting another possession and a fresh shot clock. Malcolm Weathers. Jumper from the top of from the foul line. That was no good. Here's Johnson into the painted area. Tried to find Mosley, but a beautiful steal there from Kyle Jackson. Milstead putting the Jets on. Out to Weathers. Weathers for three. Oh, no good. Devin Mosley ends up coming away with the rebound after Weathers missed three. Nice move by White. Lullabies his defender to sleep. Finds Goodwin for three. Oh, no good. This place would have exploded if he would have hit that. Beautiful play by Mike White to find the open three. Just couldn't finish it. Just over 3 minutes left here in this first half. Goodwin over to Johnson. Johnson thought about the pass over to Mosley. Now they're going to slow things down. Brendan Johnson calling out the play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something going. Christian to White. White now drives baseline. Puts it up. No good. He thought he was fouled. The referee did not see it that way. White wasn't fouled, but Carrington committed a foul on Rodney Christian when he had control of the ball. So they won't go to the line, but they'll have a fresh shot clock and a brand new possession here. Mosley catches the inbounds pass. White over to Johnson. Goodwin flashing from the other side. Here's White. Over to Johnson, over to Goodwin. Goodwin Puts the ball on the ground. Cross-court pass to White. White now driving. Puts him on the ground. Can he hit it? Oh, no good. This place would have erupted if he would have hit that as he put Kerr down on the ground. And I got to say, the look on Kerr's face says it all. He is so happy that Mike White did not hit that jumper, as he knew he would have never lived that down from his teammates. It happens to all of us, young man. It happened to me a lot more times than I'd like to admit. Oh, good on the first. Let's see what he has here on the second. 29-23 is the score with just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half. Third now after he hits the second. And man, after a slow start to this first half, things have really started heating up. There's Trey. Oh, no good. So close on that straightaway three-pointer, and the Lions' den is livid right now. Kerr to Weathers. Weathers back to Kerr. Kerr to Milstead. Milstead out to Weathers. Weathers the three right in front of the Lions bench. That should have been an out-of-bounds call. Is that top of that top of that backboard? Regardless, the Lions got the rebound, so it didn't matter. And welcome to the block party, young man. Actually, that will not count. That block will not count. But man, we almost had our first formal invitation to the block party. I was about to tell Robert Goodwin that refreshments are on the bench, but instead he's going to go to the line and try and get 2 points from the charity stripe. And that was a block with authority. But counts for nothing other than style points. 30-24 is the score. Just under 2 minutes left here in this first half. Good from the line the second time. So now it's a 5-point game once again. The Lions scratching and crawling their way back into this game. Milstead. Kerr drives out. Milstead flashing at the top of the key. He was open, wide open for a second. Once he got the ball, the help defense was there. Got to get a shot off. They do. No good. Malcolm Weathers with the rebound. And are they going to say over the back? I believe that is what the call is. Seemed to be a lot of space between Malcolm Weathers and the closest Lions player, but the referee, he's got the stripes and the whistle, so he is in charge this evening, and he saw it as a foul. So the Lions going to the line have another opportunity to cut into this lead. No good, and man, you needed that, but luckily his teammate bailed him out and got the rebound. Trey out to Goodwin. Goodwin, no look pass to White. White for three. Oh, no good. Trey knocked it away, just trying to save it from Kyle Jackson. But he wasn't able to corral it in. He just smacked it out of bounds. So the Catamounts with possession of the ball. We're approaching the final minute of the first half. 30-25 is the score. Three-pointer. Good. Nice shot there from. Here's Goodwin. Goodwin lost control of the ball. Luckily, he was able to get down to the ground and hit it over to White. White over to Dante Jaffa Winfield. Winfield's shot is no good. Takes an ugly bounce off the back of the rim. Hits the top of the backboard, so that's an automatic out of bounds. And now the Catamounts will have another possession. 45 seconds on the game clock, so they can't hold for the final shot, but if they hurry up, they can go for the 2-and-1. Milstead looks like he knows that, and he gets the quick shot off. No good, but King was there for the rebound, and he put it in. The shot clock, or the game, excuse me, let's try that one more time. The shot clock has been turned off, so there's only 20 seconds left here in this first half. The Lions can hold for the final shot. About a minute and 30 seconds ago, this was a 5-point game, but the Catamounts once again put together a nice little run, and they're back into the double digits. Trey with a nice move to get himself into the painted area and put it up. Thought he was going to go to the line for 3, but instead he's going to go to the line for 2. He's good on the first, so he makes it a single-digit game once again, 35-26. There is 4.3 seconds left on the game clock, so the Catamounts will have one more possession before the clock hits triple zeros and we go into halftime. Actually, they will not have one more possession as Goodwin got the rebound. He put up the shot, and he was formally invited to the block party. Refreshments are on the bench, young man. At the end of the first half, the score is 35-26 in favor of the Catamounts. Let's see what kind of halftime speech head coach Jerron Taylor has. I hope it's a good one because the Lions in desperate need of a jolt. We'll be back right after this. We are back here ready to play the final 20 minutes of this contest. 35-26 is the score in favor of the Catamounts. The Lions really struggled in the beginning of that first half offensively. They finally got the lid off the basket. Started to play a little bit better. They were eventually able to get the lead down to 5 points on 2 separate occasions, but as soon as they got down to 5, the Catamounts went on a little run of their own, and that was a very questionable no call there from the referee. Seemed like Christian led pretty hard there with the shoulder and elbow. And Catamounts player Kyle Jackson, he took a hard fall there, but he hopped right back up. Tough kid, watches a lot of hockey, I'm assuming. Mike White smacks the ball, makes the inbounds play happen. Muhammad, top of the key to White. White thought about the 3, but the size advantage a little bit too much. Decided to take it back. Johnson to Muhammad. Muhammad right back to Johnson, over to White. White driving, loses control of it, and an empty possession for the Lions. 35-26 still is the score. Both teams looking for that first basket of the second half. Kyle Jackson down low. What's going to be the call? A lane violation on the Catamounts. Not sure which player it was. Regardless, it'll be another empty-handed possession for the Catamounts, and the Lions with possession. Johnson over to White. White back to Johnson. Down low to Christian. Christian cross-court pass to White. Quick toss over to Trey in the corner. Christian climbs the skyscraper, gets the rebound, puts it up. No basket. The travel is called. A lot of travel calls in this game for both teams. And now we've played almost 2 minutes in the second half. Both teams have had 2 possessions. Both teams have yet to get a basket here in the second half. Weathers over to Carrington. Carrington, he gets called for the travel. His coach pleading with him, just go directly up with it, young man. No need to put that ball on the ground. So back-to-back travel calls here on both teams. And here we haven't even played 2 minutes in the second half, and the Catamounts have already turned it over twice due to the travel. Johnson drives, dishes out to Muhammad, dribble handoff to White. Here's White. Johnson, baseline jumper, good. The lid is finally off the rim for the Lions here in the second half. Kyle Jackson over to Weathers, right back to Jackson. Jackson thought about the 3, took a little bit too long. I think he's kicking himself in the butt for not taking that open 3. Here comes Mike White. White trying to lullaby his defender to sleep. Step back, up to Trey. The 3, good! 35-31, smallest lead the Catamounts have had since we started the first half. Milstead loses control of the ball, but Kyle Jackson, right time, right place. He got the loose ball, put it up. It's a timeout taken on the court, trying to find out if it's a 30 or a full. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will stay here. 17 minutes and 34 seconds are left here in this game. 37-31 is the score. It's a tale of 2 halves right now. The Catamounts started very hot in the first half. Now the Lions are starting hot here in the second half. Let's see if that short break in the action and that pep talk from the Catamounts head coach will turn things around. Still a lot of time left in this game. Anything could happen, and this is still anybody's ball game. Full court press run by the Catamounts. Nice one, too. Lions struggling getting the ball over. Need to get it over. Finally do. Johnson. Johnson now driving. Out to Winfield. To White. White, long 3. Oh, no good. Doesn't get the friendly roll off the rim, and I don't think head coach Deron Taylor liked that shot very much. Carrington absorbs the contact and puts it in. Nice play there by Carrington to get the 2 points. And Dante Jaffa Winfield with a little toe on the line. Doesn't matter which toe hits the line. As long as one's on the line, it's an out of bounds. So 39-31 is the score. Back-to-back empty possessions for the Lions. Catamounts looking to take advantage of that. Here's Kerr, thought about the jumper, decided to pass out to a teammate instead. Milstead, no good, gets his own rebound. What a play by Milstead. What hustle. Man, little Larry Bird move there. Miss your shot, go get your own rebound and put it in. Woo, that's pretty. Mike White, three-pointer, no good. Mike White picking up right where he left off in the first half, struggling from the field. And Mike White's going to take a seat on the bench, I believe. Actually, no, he's going to stay in the game. Muhammad and Brendan Johnson are going to come out. Devin Mosley and Robert Goodwin both into the game for the Lions. Almost played a full 4 minutes here in the second half. 41-31 is the score. It's back to a 10-point lead for the Catamounts. Kerr, beautiful move on the block to get himself some space. Kyle Jackson gets the rebound, no good. Carrington gets the rebound. He puts it up, and he's fouled. Lot of hard work on the glass, finally paying off for the Catamounts as Carrington is going to go to the line and shoot some foul shots. No good on the first. Let's see here what he has on the second. No good on the second, so it'll remain a 10-point game, 41-31. Dante Jaffa Winfield drives baseline, loses control of it. Great steal from Kerr. Here's Milstead. And an interception on the pass from Mosley, but he couldn't get both mitts on the ball, so he ends up just slapping it away, so it goes out of bounds. Catamounts. 2 points there from Potomac State. 43-31 now. Here comes the Lions. White with the floater in the lane, gets the friendly roll. A nice move there. I call that the Rajon Rondo. Weathers tried to, with the fancy dribbling, almost lost control of it, but Kyle Jackson there, right time, right place, gets the loose ball and puts it in for two. 46-33 is the score. Almost played a full 5 minutes here in the second half. Catamounts picking up right where they left off in the first half. Mike White, pass over to Trey. Trey drives, finger, oh, that's pretty. I think we should sign a petition to make the finger roll 3 points, because, man, is it pretty. Milstead loses control of that ball, but he gets tripped up by Goodwin, and that is going to be the call. It's a trip on Goodwin. 2 fouls already here in this second half for the Lions. Foul trouble is something they desperately need to avoid. Catamounts, the way they're shooting the ball, they don't need any extra opportunities at the line. Kyle Jackson to Carrington, over to Weathers. Weathers to Kerr for a three. Kerr, no good. Carrington climbs the skyscraper and puts it in for two. A beautiful play by Carrington on the glass. Pull down the rebound and put in the 2 points. 48-35 now. Mike White with the dribbles. Going right at Kerr. Steps back, hits it in Kerr's face. And Mike White, back-to-back baskets for the Lions' little man, Mike White. Let's see if those are the 2 baskets that finally get him going. Milstead with the jumper, no good. Muhammad tried to get the rebound, but Trey ended up coming away with it. A very small lineup on the court right now for the Lions, but it looks to be paying off in their favor. Mike White trying to go right at his defender. Maybe got a little bit too ambitious there, but luckily he was able to get a timeout in time. And his head coach not going to be very happy with that possession. He's got 8 seconds to try and get something going, as it's only going to be a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here. 13 minutes and 41 seconds are left in this game. 48-37 is the score. So it's back to a double-digit lead for the Catamounts. And they are clicking on all cylinders, offensively and defensively. And that's why every time the Lions have been trying to get back into this game and made it a single-digit game, Potomac State has shut the door on them. That's why we have an 11-point game right now. The clock is running on the comeback hopes for the Lions. 13 minutes and 41 seconds is left in this game. They're going to need all the time they can to make the comeback effort a reality. Mosley to Goodwin. Goodwin ends up taking the long shot. No good, but Trey gets the rebound. Trey puts it up, and that is going to be a defensive foul. So Trey is going to go to the line and shoot some foul shots. Milstead had the right idea trying to draw the charge, but he was in the restricted area. So that is why Trey got an opportunity, or is going to get an opportunity at the three-point play. $48-40 after the made basket, or after the made foul shot, excuse me. Milstead to Carrington. Carrington puts his back into his defender. And puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up again. That time it's no good, but Kyle Jackson was there for the putback 2 points. And this is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take one too. Just over 13 minutes left in this game. 50-40 is the score. Lions' comeback hopes aren't over, but they're dwindling. All right, we are back here ready to play the final 13 minutes of this contest. Mike White running the point right now, up to Goodwin, over to Trey. Trey no good on the baseline three-pointer. Here's Milstead over to Jackson. Jackson down to Carrington. Carrington gets trapped, and a bailout foul there by the Lions. 2 white jerseys there. Could have trapped Carrington or just forced him to pass out. Instead, they commit the foul, and Potomac State's going to get a fresh shot clock here on this possession. And they already have a 10-point lead, so that's the last thing you want to give them is another opportunity to build the lead. Carrington spins. And that's going to be a foul. Mike White trying to plead with the referee and ask where the foul was, but the referee in perfect position to make that call. Mike White will be issued the foul. 50-40 is the score. Carrington going to the line once again. Carrington gets that friendly roll off the rim. That's why you put that extra spin on that ball, boys and girls. Rodney Christian and Dante Jaffa Winfield checking into the game for the Lions. Carrington can't hit the second, so 1 for 2 from the line that time. Mike White, dribble handoff to Jaffa Winfield. Dante Jaffa Winfield hit the first couple baskets of the game for the Lions, but he's been silent ever since then. Rodney Christian absorbs the contact, and he is going to go to the line and try and earn those 2 points from the charity stripe. A good possession here for the Lions if they can end it with some points on the charity stripe. Lions should be trying to go into the painted area every time down the court because they need points in a hurry, and they need some points when the clock is stopped. That would really help their cause. Rodney Christian 2 for 2 from the line. So back to a single-digit game. 51-42 is the score. Weathers out to Hill, up to Milstead. Milstead over to Weathers. Weathers to Carrington. Over to Milstead. To Hill. Back to Carrington. Carrington drives, puts it up, can't hit it. And Trey's there for the rebound. Here's Robert Goodwin, dribble handoff to Dante Jaffa Winfield. Oh, no good. Carrington rebound. He lost control of it as he dribbled it off of his own foot, but Milstead with the nice save. Jackson thought about the triple. Decided to pass it over to Milstead instead. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson, the jumper, no good. Can't get the friendly roll. And the rebound by the Lions. Mike White up to Goodwin. Goodwin running, puts it up with a nice Euro step into the finger. Beautiful move by Robert Goodwin. You know that he will attack the rim with reckless abandonment. Weathers to Milstead, to Hill. Hill, jab step, now puts the ball on the ground. Up to Milstead. Weathers for 3, no good. Winfield with the rebound, up to White. To Trey. Trey drives up, absorbed the contact. Christian tried to saved it and threw it right to a Potomac State player. Beautiful pass from Milstead. Jackson absorbs the contact, and he is going to the line to try and earn those 2 points at the charity stripe. Beautiful pass there from Milstead to find Jackson. Milstead, one-handed pass across the court to Jackson. Jackson couldn't finish with the layup, but he was fouled, so he's going to have an opportunity to finish it at the charity stripe. Good on the first. Let's see here what Jackson can do on the second. Jackson 2 for 2 from the line. He's done that a couple times here in this game. Most of his points coming from the line. Jackson has been a stat stuffer here. Lots of points coming off the offensive glass. He's been a force on the defensive glass as well, and he's got a couple of assists, steals to go along to his name as well. Jackson making his presence known here in this game. Going to try and do it again, but the eyes were a little bit too big there. Shuffled those feet before he put the ball on the ground. No one's more disappointed with himself, with Kyle Jackson than himself. He knows he had an opportunity at 2 easy points there. Ends up being a turnover, and the comeback window is still open. Mike White for 3, good! 53-47. 6-point game after Mike White hit that big 3-pointer. We're approaching the final 10 minutes. Potomac State, they've had their foot on the gas pedal pretty much all game long. The Lions are trying to pry that foot off of it. And the rebound by the Lions after that ball bounced around a couple times. They end up finally coming away with the loose ball. White over to Goodwin. Goodwin faked the pass to Jonte Jaffa Winfield. Finally does put it behind his head. And a travel call. Head coach Jerron Taylor livid with his guard, Jonte Jaffa Winfield. An opportunity to cut into this lead, but a travel. And there's more travel calls in this game than the NBA has in 2 months. Carrington. Cross court to Milstead. Milstead out to King. King to Weathers. To Carrington. And Mike White had the right idea trying to go for the foul. I heard the smack of the arm all the way over here, but the referee let play go on and ends up being an easy 2 points for Carrington. And it's back to a 10-point game. Or excuse me, back. No, it's not. I can't add. It's an 8-point game. Excuse me. 55-47 is the score, and it'll be a tie on the court. Trying to find out if it's going to be a full timeout or a 30-second timeout. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take one too. Just over 9 minutes left in this game. 55-47 is the score. Potomac State still in the driver's seat for now. We'll be back right after this. All right, the two teams are back out onto the court. Potomac State has possession of the ball. That was an inadvertent whistle, or buzzer, excuse me. Milstead with possession of the ball. Just over 15 seconds on the shot clock. Kerr thought about the up and under, decided to go out instead. Here's Weathers to Jackson, but it's intercepted by Goodwin. Nice steal. Goodwin lost control of his feet there. Luckily, he was able to get rid of the ball. Johnson before he took a tumble. Here's Carrington, and he puts it in on the up and under. Christian tried to go for the behind the block. Mike White. The pump fake. Out to Trey, who put it to Johnson, who gave it to Christian. Christian, the baby hook is no good. Carrington got the rebound, and we're just over 8 minutes are left here in this game. 57-49 is the score. Potomac State still in the driver's seat, but they're watching their lead slowly go away. Milstead to Weathers. Weathers for three. No good. He hit those two big three-pointers in the first half, but he's been silent since then. And his head coach having a word with him, trying to plead with him about something. Maybe he doesn't want him taking that shot. Regardless, he's going to take a seat on the bench. And with just under 8 minutes left here in this one, the Lions, another opportunity to cut off some points from the Potomac State lead. White right at Trey for three. Oh, no good. Jonte Jaffa Winfield tried to get the rebound, but Kerr ended up coming away with it. So an empty possession for the Lions. To Carrington, jab step. Cross-court pass to Jackson. Jackson to Milstead, to Kerr. Back to Carrington. They're working the ball all the way around. Ends up getting to 2 points. Beautiful play off the fade. The bank was open for 2 points there. Mike White went in and decided to come back out. Now going in again. Out to Goodwin with the handoff. Goodwin into the painted area. Back out to White for three. No good. Can't get the friendly roll and Potomac State ends up getting the rebound and a foul call on the Lions. With under 7 minutes left to go here, Potomac State has found a way to get this back into a double-digit lead. And the fat lady's not singing, but she's warming up the pipes. Potomac State trying to shut the door on the Lions' comeback hopes. That is going to be a foul on the Lions, and Kyle Jackson is going to go to the line for the 1-and-1. And Kyle Jackson, probably the last guy you want to send to the line for Potomac State, as I believe he's 100% from the line this afternoon. Oh, I'm sorry I said that, Kyle Jackson. I must have jinxed you. Johnson, Goodwin for three, good! 59-52, a timeout taken. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll take one too. 59-52 is the score in favor of Potomac State. 6 minutes and 31 seconds left here in this game. Hope Coach Jerron Taylor's got a good pep talk, because this may be the last time he gets to talk to his team. All right, we are back. Potomac State is out on the court waiting for the Lions to follow them, and they finally do. We are ready to play the final 6 minutes and 31 seconds of this contest. 59-52 is the score. Every time the Lions have gone on a little run, Potomac State has been able to go on a run to answer them right back. Kyle Jackson cutting back door, puts it up. He can't finish it. Man, that was close. He's trying to finish amongst the trees. Goodwin up and under. Beautiful move by Robert Goodwin. And it's back to a 5-point game. 59-54. Milstead. BJ Hill is going to check back into the game for Potomac State at the next dead ball. Carrington to Weathers. Weathers takes one step in, takes the shot, doesn't make a difference. Still cold from the field here in the second half. Carrington was able to get the rebound, so it's a fresh shot clock for the Potomac State Catamount. And they'll get another fresh shot clock as Carrington's shot wasn't good, but it hit the rim. And Potomac State got the rebound, and what a beautiful play by Milstead to hang up there amongst the trees and finish even while absorbing the contact. 61-54 is the score. 5 minutes left here in this game. 15 seconds on the shot clock. White dribbles right into the painted area, out to Johnson, to Trey, and a travel call. Possibly the worst time you could have a travel violation if you are the Lions or a Lions fan. Every time down the court, you need a basket. Because Potomac State, they've shown you that they're not going to go multiple possessions without getting a basket. They've got the height advantage and the shooting advantage in this game. BJ Hill drives baseline. Good defensive play there by Goodwin. Hit that steal button in perfect time, but It was last touched by Goodwin, so Potomac State will still have the ball here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Milstead drives, has that one stolen away from him again. This time, I think the refs are going to say it went off Potomac State. It did. It did look like it hit off Milstead's thigh before it went out. And the referee seeing it that way as well. So with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, Lions, another opportunity to cut into this lead. Like I said, every time down the court, they need a basket. They can't afford empty possessions this late in the game. White. Rodney Christian gets the pass from Johnson. Johnson gets the pass from Christian. Goodwin drives up and under. He's fouled. So he will have an opportunity at 2 points from the charity stripe. Those are the best opportunities the Lions can get here. When you can get points and the clock is stopped, that is definitely going to work in their favor, but only if they hit them and they make the first. Let's see here what they have on the second. Trying to get it back to a 5-point lead. Goodwin, 2 for 2 from the line, and he does just that. Potomac State seeing their lead go back down to 5 for what seems like the 10th time here in this game. Carrington, oh, welcome to the block party, young man. And the ball was literally bouncing off Dante Jaffa Winfield's head. But luckily for him, it doesn't end up being 2 points. And what a change of wind here. Mike White ends up getting the loose ball and putting it in for 2 points. It's a 3-point game now. Potomac State, I'm not going to say the wheels are falling off, but it's not looking good right now. A lot of costly turnovers for Potomac State, letting the Lions back into this game. Just a couple minutes ago, it seemed like Potomac State was in the driver's seat and they were headed towards the winner's circle. But right now, the Lions, they're knocking on the door, trying to make this comeback a reality. 3-point game right now. White to Goodwin. Goodwin going to drive, gets it away. A beautiful steal from Milstead. Milstead going to go coast to coast. Can't finish, but Weathers puts it in. But are they going to say there was an over the back? No, they're going to say the foul was on Rodney Christian. I missed that foul, but regardless, like I've said a couple of times here this evening, the referee's got the stripes and the whistles, so he's in charge this afternoon. Weathers going to go to the line with an opportunity to extend their lead. 63-58 is the score. He's trying to make it a 6-point game. No good. So it'll remain a 5-point game. Just over 3 minutes left here in this one. Mike White getting the play from his coach, Jerron Taylor. Over to Goodwin, down low to Christian. Christian working hard on the block, gets it, but he's not rewarded with 2 points. Up and under, no good again. And Kerr this time, the rebound for Potomac State. And that is going to be a foul, I believe, on Rodney Christian. There was a lot of contact underneath the rim, really from the beginning of that play. There could have been a couple fouls called on that play. Rodney Christian, the unfortunate soul who had the foul called on him. And here is J.R. Kerr at the line for Potomac State, trying to build this lead just a little bit. Good the first time from the line. So he will get a second opportunity as Potomac State's in the 1-and-1. The next foul will put them in the double bonus. So it'll be 2 foul shots from there on out. Kerr, good that time. Big foul shots from Kerr. That is a big 2 points for Potomac State. 65-58 is the score. Mike White getting the play from Coach Jerron Taylor. I have no idea why they're wasting so much time. Time is valuable here in this game. They need baskets quick. Goodwin for 3, no good. Long rebound Potomac State. That's not a good sign if you're a Lions player or a Lions fan. You need baskets every time down the court. Kerr, jab step. Picks up his dribble, finds Milstead. Kerr cutting to the basket. Carrington, back to Milstead. Weathers had that shot blocked, and a beautiful defensive play there from, I believe, Robert Goodwin. Lions will have possession here, 65-58 with just over 2 minutes left here in this game. They need a basket on this possession really bad. Over to White. Over to Johnson. To White. Thought about the fake, and what a beautiful floater over the outstretched arms of Kyle Jackson. Kyle Jackson stands at 6 foot. Mike White stands at 5'6". Nice play there from Mike White. Steal, almost a steal, but great hustle from Milstead to get the body down onto the ground, put the arms around the ball, and call the timeout. So they will still have possession of the ball after the timeout. But they only have 15 seconds left on the shot clock, so they're going to have to get something going quickly. But a full timeout, 65-60 is the score with just over a minute left here in this game. We'll be back right after this. Potomac State onto the court, waiting for the Lions to come back out onto the court as well. Remember, Potomac State took the timeout, so they will have possession of the ball. Only 15 seconds on the shot clock, though, so gonna need to get something going with some urgency here on this possession. Every possession is huge here for each team, as we only have a 5-point game, 65-60 in favor of Potomac State. That is going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow is in favor of the Lions. A great defensive play there by the Lions to force the jump ball. And the comeback hopes. A couple times here in this game, I thought the Potomac State Catamounts had shut the door on the Lions, but the Lions showing great resolve, scratching and crawling their way back into this game. Goodwin, baseline jumpers, good. Man, he would have heard an earful from his coach if he wouldn't have hit that, because he unnecessarily faded on that shot, made the shot a lot more difficult than it had to be, but he was able to finish it. And a foul on the Lions, a bailout foul there, as they had an easy trap right in front of their bench. The bailout foul is going to lead to some foul shots for Potomac State. Remember, Potomac State in the bonus, double bonus now. It's going to be 2 foul shots here for the Catamounts. The first is good. Milstead makes good on his first opportunity. Kyle Jackson and Justin Milstead, the last 2 players for this Potomac State team that you want to send to the line in a close game like this, is they've been picture perfect offensively here in this game. And Milstead 2 for 2 from the line. 67-62 is the score. Goodwin, jab step, and that is going to be a foul on Carrington. Must have had his hands on the midsection of Robert Goodwin. As a referee in perfect position to make that call. Just over a minute left. It's a 5-point game. Lions desperately need a basket. Johnson, the floater, no good. Who will come down with the rebound? Potomac State does. And man, that was a big miss for the Lions. Only 30 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Surprised that the Lions haven't committed a foul yet. Head coach Teron Taylor is screaming for the foul. Still no foul committed. And finally, a foul committed with 7 seconds on the shot clock. And even if this possession doesn't end in points for Potomac State, this is a picture-perfect possession. And that was actually not a foul call. It was a jump ball. Possession arrow was in favor of Potomac State. Carrington puts it up, and that time there was a foul. Carrington going to go to the line, but probably that is the player you want to foul if you are the Lions, as Carrington has struggled from the line here in this game. So let's see if those struggles continue. The comeback hopes are almost over for the Lions. They need some missed foul shots, and they need baskets of their own. And wow, what a friendly roll there from Carrington. I know I've said this a couple times here this evening. That's why you put that extra spin on that ball, so even your bad foul shots turn into good foul shots. Misses the second, but Potomac State looks like they've got the rebound, and they do. The jump ball is called, and possession arrow is in favor of the Lions. So they will have possession, but you waste 4 seconds there with the loose ball. 68-62 is the score. They need a quick three. White to Trey. Trey for three. Good! What a big three! The biggest three of that young man's life right there. Well, I don't know. He may have hit a game-winning three in high school. I'm not sure. Trey, regardless, with the 3 points, got ourselves a brand new ball game, 68-65. We get a quick foul from the Lions and maybe some missed foul shots. We may be looking at overtime. If you're head coach Teron Taylor, I wonder what you say to your team here in this situation, as your team has shown great heart to fight back into this game, but it just has not really been their afternoon offensively or defensively. They have had to scratch and claw for every single point they have gotten in this game. You look on the other side, Potomac State in the first half seemed to be getting baskets with ease. Now in the second half, they're struggling a little bit, but they could afford to struggle with how well they played in the first half. This has been an exciting game. We're in for an exciting 25.6 seconds. That is the only thing that separates Potomac State from a win. The buzzer sounds. That means the timeout is over. The two teams are coming back out onto the court. The Lions, I'm sure, are going to be running a full court press, going to go for a quick steal. If they can't get the quick steal, I'm sure they're going to go for the immediate foul. They cannot afford to let Potomac State out of their sight. Potomac State throws the inbounds. That goes off of a Potomac State player. Wow, the Lions are going to have possession of the ball. The shot clock will be turned off, and with 24 seconds left, the Lions have an opportunity to force overtime. Let's see who's got the ice water in their veins. Who wants to be Matty Ice tonight? Who wants to throw that game-winning touchdown pass? Oh, wrong sport. Robert Goodwin into the painted area, and it's blocked. Oh, my goodness. Robert Goodwin, he's been driving the train offensively in the second half for the Lions, so he is the player you want to have the ball. But Goodwin just could not finish. He was welcome to the block party. I'm not sure which of the Potomac State players sent out the invitation. Something tells me Robert Goodwin is not going to be very happy that he got that invitation. And now it is back to a 4-point game and an opportunity to make it a 5-point game here from the line. And that would almost seal it up, but it doesn't, as Mike White with the three-pointer. Good! Oh, my God! Mike White, mama, there goes that man! Oh, Mike White with the three-pointer. I think he hit that from Parkville. Oh, what a shot. 69-68, 12 seconds left in this game. It's always something here. There's never a dull moment at CCBC Dundalk. And our boss Rocco's missing a good one. I'm sure he's disappointed that he's missing this game. 69-68 is the score. Man, Mike White, ice water in his veins. Pulling a little move out of Isaiah Thomas's playbook with that quick three-pointer. Man, I'm sure that Mike White is a big Isaiah Thomas fan, given this similar size and playing style. But, man, we got a brand-new ball game, 69-68 with 12.4 seconds left here in this game. Potomac State will have the inbounds. Remember, on their last inbounds play, they turned the ball over. Almost gave the Lions an opportunity to tie the game back up. Let's see what they have here on the inbounds play here. The Lions can't even go for the steal. They need to get the foul as quickly as possible, as they need as much time left on the clock as humanly possible. The inbounds finds its play, and they need to get the steal. They finally do, but 5 seconds come off the clock before they get the foul. And I know they finally did get the foul, but that 5 seconds could be a big difference here in this game. But they did foul the right player. Because remember, Magnus went to the line last time. He went 1 for 2. Now, if he goes 1 for 2 here, the Lions have an opportunity to win the game with a three-pointer. Big foul shot for Magnus. A man out of Denmark. Long way from home, gentlemen. Sir, I mean. Oh, no good. The first shot, man. You got to be feeling the pressure right now. If you're Magnus, this second shot is key. No good. They're going to have 7 seconds. They need to get a shot off quick. Mike White over to Goodwin for 3. Good! Robert Goodwin for 3. It's over. What a three-pointer. What a game. Robert Goodwin. Ice water in that young man's veins. Oh, my goodness. 71-69 is the score. It's a 2-point game. 0.8 seconds left on the clock. Now, anybody who's old enough to remember the old Derek Fisher play knows that 0.8 seconds is plenty of time for the Catamounts to get something going. But my goodness, Robert Goodwin with the three-pointer almost at the buzzer. Put that on a highlight tape and put some music behind it, because, young man, you got yourself a Sponsor Me tape. 0.8 seconds, and the Potomac State has to go the length of the field. But remember, 0.8 seconds, a lot of time. Anybody remembers the Derek Fisher play back in the day, LA Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, knows 0.8 seconds. That's an eternity here in basketball. What an amazing afternoon of basketball we've had. Potomac State in the driver's seat all game long. The Lions make the late comeback, and now an opportunity to walk away with a late game-winning three-point play from Robert Goodwin. Let's see what the final 0.8 seconds has in store for us. And the final 2 minutes has been incredible, so the final 0.8 seconds might as well be incredible as well, right? Long pass. Oh my God! Are you serious? Are you serious? What a play! What a play! The full court pass, and he tipped it in at the buzzer. 71-71. We're going to overtime. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and stop yelling from here on out, but man, what an amazing 8 seconds we just saw. Robert Goodwin with the 3 to take the 2-point lead. I don't even know what Potomac State player got the 2 points at the buzzer, but I know that Kyle Jackson, he's got himself a cannon for an arm as he made that full court pass, and Potomac State put in the 2 points at the buzzer, 71-71. We're playing an extra 5 minutes. Milstead to Hill. Weathers for 2. Good. Weathers with the 2 points. Man, the atmosphere in here is absolutely electric. Robert Goodwin getting ISO'd. Out to Trey. Trey for 3, right in front of his bench. No good. Dante Jaffa Winfield with the rebound and the put. I'm sorry, I was about to say the putback, but he was able to put it behind his head. Pass it to a teammate. Fresh shot clock for the Lions to work with. Johnson to Winfield. Out to Goodwin. Goodwin for 3. Oh, no good. Potomac State with the rebound. Up to Carrington. Carrington. That is a travel call on Carrington, and the head coach for Potomac State just pleading with his players to calm down. Coach, that's a lot easier said than done. I think this broadcaster needs to calm down too, but woo! What an incredible afternoon of basketball. Dante Jaffa Winfield drives baseline, spins out, finds Mike White. 10 seconds on the shot clock. White drives. Winfield, baseline jumper. Good! 73-73. Weathers to Milstead to Hill. Kyle Jackson back to Milstead. Weathers. Hill. Back to Weathers. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Weathers drives. Out to Milstead for 3. Good! Milstead picking up right where he left off in regulation, driving the train for this Potomac State team. Here comes Mike White and the Lions. Mike White trying to lullaby his defender to sleep. Out to Trey. Trey lost it, almost had it stolen. That will be a Potomac State ball. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Trey couldn't control the pass, and now Potomac State has the ball, and they're going to the line to shoot some foul shots. My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been here for 3 years calling basketball games at CCBC Dundalk, and I have never seen a contest so exciting as this one. Referee shaking his head saying, yeah, I'm with you right there, buddy. No matter what the finish is of this game, both teams have every right to walk out of here feeling like winners and holding their head up, as this has been an incredible afternoon of basketball from both teams, showing a lot of heart, a lot of determination. And I know both these coaches are very proud of their teams right now. Under 3 minutes left here in this game. 77-73 is the score here in overtime period number 1. Mike White. Step back to Jaffa Winfield. He loses the ball, and it's a kick ball. What a lucky break from Dante for Dante Jaffa Winfield and the Lions. Robert Goodwin with the inbounds play. Needs to get it in, does, almost has it stolen and does. Man, this is the worst way possible to start the overtime period if you're a fan of the Lions. Trey with the run, puts it in for 2, and he's going to the line to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. What a play by Trey, with the ball in the right hand, absorbing the contact, putting it in off the glass, and here is an opportunity to make this a 1-point game with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first half, or excuse me, the first overtime period. I'm saying first because we could be in store for a second the way this game's been going. 77-76. Trey, with the ice water in his veins, makes good on the 3-point play. Kyle Jackson to Weathers to Carrington. Carrington back to Weathers. Just over 10 seconds on the shot clock. Potomac State needs to get something going here. Carrington down. It's stolen by the Lions. Under 2 minutes left to play. And the Lions have an opportunity to take their first lead of the overtime period. Mike White for 3! Oh my goodness! Mama, there goes that man, Mike White, 79-77 after the made 3 points. Milstead to Kyle Jackson. Jackson with the jab step to Weathers. Weathers puts it up. He is fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. That's a good foul there by the Lions. Don't want to give up any easy baskets. Weathers going to go to the line to try and tie this game up at 79-79 with 1 minute and 24 seconds left here in this game. What an absolutely incredible afternoon of basketball, and we've still got more time left on the clock. I'm glad the women didn't have to play after this, because I don't think it would be physically or humanly possible to top this game. That'd be like having to follow Jerry Seinfeld. Weathers no good on the first. Didn't get much arc on that shot, and it hit off the back of the iron. So he's got an opportunity to make it a 1-point game. He misses both. Oh, man. That is going to keep that young man up at night. Malcolm Weathers, after playing so well in the first half, really struggling here in the second half and the overtime period. Just over a minute left here in this game. Mike White to Trey. Trey for 3. Good! Oh, mama, there goes that. It's a 5-point game, 82-77. Kyle Jackson, cross court to Kerr. Kerr for 3. Good! Oh! J.R. Kerr doing his best Steve Kerr impression there with the 3 points on the baseline. 82-80, 40 seconds away from this first overtime period being over. Johnson drives, dribble handoff to Jaffa Winfield, dribble handoff to Mike White. Mike White calling for the isolation, drives across the Trey. Trey thought about the 3, puts it up and under. That is going to be a defensive foul. And oh my goodness, was that about as questionable of a call as it gets. It seemed like the Potomac State player was outside of the restricted area and he had his feet planted on the ground. I gotta say, I'm with the Potomac State fans and players. That should have been a charge. But Trey not helping out his team here as he misses the first. This second free throw is as big as it gets. 82-80 is the score. And it'll go up to 83-80. Milstead to Kyle Jackson, to Milstead, to Weathers. Weathers for 3, no good. The Lions with the long rebound. And the Potomac State Catamounts with the foul. 9.4 seconds left here in this game. 83-80 is the score. Brendan Johnson is going to the line to shoot his biggest foul shots of his life. Johnson makes good on the first, makes it a 4-point game. So it is now a 2-possession game unless we have a 3-point play and a foul. Johnson makes it a 2-point game, and he does. 85-80. A timeout taken. We'll keep it here because we don't want to break up the energy we got right now. It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it here anyway. So 9.4 seconds left here on the game clock. The shot clock has been turned off. Potomac State, they don't need a 3 here, but they do need a very quick basket. They cannot let any time go off the clock. And man, you just can't help but think how big that call was from the referee. A lot of people here in attendance and this broadcaster thinks that probably should have been a charge call, as the Potomac State players seem to be out of the restricted area and seem to have those feet firmly planted on the ground. We could have a very different ball game if that call would have went the other way, but as my dad always said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and we're not playing either one of those games. We're playing basketball. Now we know Kyle Jackson has got a rocket of an arm on this inbounds play. But he's not going to try and go for it. Instead, they're going to go for the quick shot. Kerr takes the shot. No good. That's going to be all she wrote, folks, as Trey gets the rebound. And they will take the inbounds play with 2.1 seconds left on the clock. Potomac State, their comeback hopes have pretty much ended. What an incredible game. 85-80 is the score. The Lions win. Fans, stick around. We'll have some after-game interviews with at least 2 players and 1 coach. And we'll be back with those interviews right after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here standing with, I would call you the big man on campus right now, but I mean, that ended up not being the game-winning shot that you hit at the end of regulation, but still, I'll call you tonight's hero, Robert Goodwin. What did it feel like hitting that shot, and walk me through that play?
It felt great. Actually, I missed a couple threes before that, so I didn't want to get down on myself. So, like, big time play, make big time shots. That's all, basically.
There's a little Santana Moss quote right there. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Well, you showed yourself that you're a big-time player here this evening. I've always called you one of the spark plugs on this team. You come in off the bench usually, and you always bring something to the team. Maybe it's not always the offense, but you always play good defense, and you always get your teammates involved. What does it mean to you to be one of those spark plug players coming off the bench?
Thanks. Coming off the bench, I didn't like it at first, but as far as I got used to it, I'm a sophomore, so I have to lead for the freshmen. So I can't have a bad attitude, and the freshmen are going to do the same thing. They're going to follow me. So I just took it as being a leader when I got on the floor. I had the energy, the lead for the freshmen that come on, so we could just have a good game.
Now, you guys still have a couple games left to play here in this season, long season ahead of you, and obviously you guys are thinking about tournament time as well. So what kind of things do you think you as a player and you as a team, you guys need to improve on getting down to this home stretch of the season?
Defense, plain and simple. That's all. Defense. We've been lacking. Beginning of the season was better, but lose a couple people, we lack, and we just got to pick it up. That's all.
Well, a city like Baltimore knows a few things about good defense. Thank you very much, and congratulations on that big shot. I'm sure that's something you'll be telling your kids about. Mike White, always, I think we've made a habit of talking to you a couple times here this season. Mike, you really struggled offensively in the first half, but you're always one of those players. It only takes one or two shots to get you going. How big was it to see those threes start to hit the bottom of the net in the second half?
I don't even know what to tell you, because I didn't even think I was going to make it, but you have to stay consistent when you're a shooter, and you have to stay confident. So I just stayed confident, and just like Coach Taylor said, keep shooting your shots, and whatever happens, happens. So that's the mindset I approached the game with.
Now, obviously, that last 8 seconds must have been a roller coaster. Robert Goodwin hits the three. You guys have a 2-point lead, and with 0.8 seconds, Potomac State makes that play. What was going through your mind when they made that play?
Try not to get down, because it's just more time to play basketball, and that's what I love to do. So when he made it, it's a lucky shot, but it's the game of basketball, though. So, you just try to stay up and just try to focus on overtime and try to get that W.
Now, I asked Robert Goodwin what he thought that the team needed to improve on getting down to this home stretch. What do you think the team needs to improve on?
Just stay hungry. It's only 8 of us, so we can't worry about anybody else. We just have us and our coaches, so we just have to keep playing defense, keep rebounding, hitting our shots, and just get in the gym, stay in the gym.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. We'll talk to you again sometime this season. Head coach Deron Taylor, it's your turn here on the sick. Now, Coach Taylor, I know you're a very passionate man. You love your basketball team. I'm sure that was a little bit more stressful than you'd like it to be, right?
Oh, definitely. But it's that time of year. It's now February, so these are the types of games we expect. We just had another one the other night where we ended up winning by 2. We got 5 in the kid that shot from 3 half court to make it a 2-point margin, but we don't expect anything different. That team we just played is a really good team. They play for each other, and we knew they were going to come and fight. And so, yeah.
Now, you guys did struggle coming out of the gate in the first half. Second half kind of struggled as well, but you stayed with it. What kind of resolve does that show that your team has?
Hopefully some growth. We've had games like that early in the year. I think we scored 26 in the first half. Just last Saturday, we scored 30 against Baltimore in the first half, so it was recent. Whereas, I talked to the guys about, just continuing to have confidence in themselves and their shots. And then at the end of the day, when you shoot it, either goes in or it doesn't, but you can't get down on yourself, because if you do, then you don't have any chance of making any shots. So just trying to stay the course. And then on the defensive end, we scored 26. We only get 35. If we didn't play any defense, we might have been down 20 at halftime, and I don't know if we could come back from that.
That's a very good point. Now, I asked Robert Goodwin and Mike White what they thought the team needed to improve on getting down to this home stretch. I'll ask you the same question. What do you think that your team needs to improve on to make sure that they're playing their best basketball getting into the tournament time?
That's a tough question. I don't have one thing specifically. I think just as a team sport, but individually, I tell them all the time, we only have 8 guys. We need your best every game. Today we got by with a few guys not being able to play the way that they are capable of playing. That's going to be the biggest thing with 8 guys, is that we don't have any guys where we just put them in to give a guy a breather. We need you to come in and actually produce something. So that's the biggest thing, is getting guys to understand that no 1 minute or 1 second is less than the next. Every possession is important.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
We decompose after this stressful one. I'm sure we'll talk again sometime this season. I'm Aaron Thomas. We'll be back next time.